All right, I'm ready to program my DAC. I'm going to plug in the DACT Programmer, and I'm going to plug it into the 5-pin connector here on the SEB card. And when I do that, I want to watch the DACT Programmer itself, and what I'm looking for is that it's the version 1.09 Magic Dialer firmware. Okay, once that's in, what we need to do is to program the time, and that would be, we'll hit the 0 for program, and then we'll program time, which is the 1 button, and we want to do the system time. Okay, and the first thing it's going to ask us is the month, day, year. Today is March 25th of 2020, so 0, 3, 2, 5, 2, 0, and you hit the command to save it. Then you can hit the clear button 1 time. Now it's asking us for the time. The time is approximately 10 o'clock in the morning, so we'll put in 1, 0, 0, 0, and again hit the command button to save it, and then hit clear. So we can see that it's March 25th, 2020 at 10 o'clock in the morning. Now the next thing we need to do is to set up the test time, because they asked us to have the test time between 5 and 9 a.m. So we'll come back over here to the auto test, which I believe is option number 2. So we'll go into option 2, automatic test, test time. That's the number 1, and it's asking us for the time. So we're just going to go with 5:12 a.m. So I'll just enter the number 0, 5, 1, 2, and hit the command button. And then I'll hit the clear. So that's the time. Now the frequency defaults itself. To 24 hours. So I'm good with that at this point. Okay. So what I'm going to do is hit the clear button a couple of times here, and we'll back ourselves out of that level. And what I need to do next is I need to program in the account numbers. Okay. So I'm going to hit one more back out, and I'm looking for the number 5, which I believe is program accounts. So I'll choose 5 for accounts and account numbers. Number 1 for the account number 1. And that again, as it was said, 7705. So I'll enter in that number. Please note that the number up here, 1, 2, 3, 4, is a default that goes into the machine. But we will enter in 7705 and hit the command. And notice how it changes it up in the upper right. So that did line 1, so we'll hit the clear. Now we'll do the 2 for line 2. Again, there's that default number, but we'll put in 7705 and hit the command. Now we'll hit the clear again. So that gets our 2 account numbers in. Next thing we need to do is we need to put the phone numbers in. So we see that number 2 is for the phone numbers. So I'll enter number 2, phone line number 1. So we'll hit the 1 button. When we do that, we need to enter in, and again, there's some default numbers that just go in there. Notice all the question marks, those are fine. So we knew that the number we were given for Central Station Receiver 1 is 1855 472 3950. To save it, we hit command. Then we'll hit clear. So that gets line 1 in. Next one we'll do is line 2. That number, of course, was different. 1855 472 3951 and hit command to save it. Now we'll look at that. We'll clear out of this. I'm going to go back to number 1. I'm just going to verify the number 855 472 3950, and that is correct. And notice the other one is exactly the same, except it's 3951. So we'll clear. We'll look at number 2 and verify the number 855 472 3951. So we're good with the numbers. Now the only thing we need to do beyond that is to set the line control. So we'll back up a couple of times, and what we're looking for is phone control. So that is 3. So we'll hit the 3 button. So phone line 1, so we'll hit number 1, and currently it's defaulted at SIA. We're going to use contact ID for our central station because that's what they asked us. And notice that the 3 was contact ID. So if I hit the 3 button, followed by the command, the area in the parentheses in the upper right corner changes to contact ID. So line 1 is set for contact ID. Now the next thing we'll do is hit the clear. We'll do this for line number 2. So 2 is currently at SIA, so we'll hit the 3 button, hit the command, and you can see it changed to contact ID. Okay, so that takes care of that. Now what we're done, we've taken care of all of that information. So the last thing we need to do is to back completely out of programming. So we'll hit the clear button 3 or 4 times, maybe even 5. Heard the triple beep, and it's all done. Just simply remove the cable for the DACT programmer. Okay, our digital communicator has been programmed. Now what we need to do is tell the Fire panel that it has a digital communicator attached to it and that it's going to send the data stream of contact ID, and we're going to use contact ID by point, to the digital communicator. So what we need to do is to get into programming, you will need to know your password. Mine, I just defaulted it at 1111, but again, you know what your password is. So the way we do, we'll come in and hit menu, and then we'll hit 6 for program, and we'll hit 1 for program there, and our password is 1111, followed by the check mark. You'll know that you're in programming. If you look down here, you'll see that the programming light has turned on. So we're in programming, and where we need to do is we need to go to the next menu. Now, the next menu is already highlighted, so just simply hit the check mark, and we'll go to the next screen. And what we want to do is we want to go to setup on the next screen. So I'll hit the up arrow, and then we'll hit the check mark, and we'll enter into setup. Now in setup, you scroll down, it's like 8 or 10 down in this menu, and you'll see that it says DACT. And right now the DACT will actually have a X mark in its location. And what we're going to do is find that, and there it is popping up, and highlight that level. Now there are 4 options under DACT. Of course it's the X. Next one will say external. We hit it again and it'll say contact ID by zone. Notice that it says zone. We don't want zone, we want by point. Next option is SIA. And then finally it says contact ID by PNT. That's point. We're all set with that. All we have to do is hit the escape button 3 or 4 times. Then we'll go up and hit the 3 button to exit, followed by our password, and hit the check mark. We are out of programming, and we can see all the lights are off, and the system is back to normal.